Hello, and welcome to In Focus, new expertise in camera-based optical measurement. Thanks for joining us here at HxGN TV. I am Bridget Benedetti, your host. The acquisition of AICON 3D Systems in 2016 extended Hexagon Manufacturing Intelligence's optical measurement solution offering and brought aboard new expertise in this field. Today, we're discussing how AICON's technology fits into the Hexagon vision with Werner Bozeman, President and CEO of AICON 3D Systems, and Norbert Hanke, President of Hexagon Manufacturing Intelligence. It's great to have you both here.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So Werner, let's start with you first. Can you give us a brief introduction to AICON 3D Systems?
Yes, of course. But first of all, I would like to express that we're really excited to be part of Hexagon Manufacturing Intelligence now. The story of AICON goes back to the year 1990, when we started already then with a goal to develop, make, and sell optical camera-based 3D measurement solutions with a focus on industrial applications. We are a spin-off of the Technical University in Braunschweig and also the Volkswagen R&D department, which is kind of around the corner, just half an hour away from our facilities. And within Volkswagen, they were already then looking at those technologies with CCD cameras and computer technologies coming up to improve industrial manufacturing processes. Another major milestone was the acquisition of the company Breukmann in 2012 with the 3D scanning technologies added to our portfolio, and now we are part of Hexagon just for 3 months.
Wonderful. And your business really centers around 3 areas of optical metrology solutions. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, sure. 2 of those are really multi-purpose, flexible measurement technologies used in a variety of applications. Our AICON scanners are really 3D surface scanning technologies with highest accuracy and very high resolution. We can really go down to having like almost 10 points on every millimeter or 50 points on a square millimeter, which is really incredible resolution in that kind of technology. And it's used in many applications in inspection, in metrology, but also in reverse engineering of parts, for example. Move inspect technology as such is more kind of like an optical CMM, but unlike an CMM, it has the capability to measure not only single points, but to measure and track multiple points or even multiple objects at the same time. And this gives way to completely different applications also. For example, in change monitoring, when you look at deformation of parts, material testing, could be as big as a crash test or like a load test on a helicopter cabin where you like simulate a hard landing, for example. So really different applications to it. And then, of course, it also can be used in positioning applications where, like in assisting manual manufacturing processes, bringing 2 or more pieces together and not only measuring, and that is sometimes referred to as MAA, measurement assisted assembly, for example. Tube inspect is a little different because it's very focused on the fast measurement of bended tube and wire components. It's more designed like an optical gauge, and it's used on the shop floor. But it's, again, not only a measurement device, but it really closes the loop to the bending machines, as we can send back corrections or bending parameters to those machines, thus improving, again, those processes.
Fantastic. Norbert, this is a great time to hear from you. What about AICON's expertise? What about it attracted you to add it to Hexagon's portfolio?
There was a couple of points why it's attractive for us. First, for sure, was now the offering on the white light. We have now a complete offering and then we could compete in the market much better from our point of view. So I think that's one of the major ones. But as well, I mean, I can't add more what Werner said about the other technologies, and it's hard to pick one which took more attention than others. But I think one for sure was the tube inspect. You just mentioned Werner as well. So I think that is a complementary offering to ours, to our portable arm with the tube probe. And then I think overall, AICON is, or we have a long-term relationship with AICON via the tracker business as well. So therefore, we did know each other quite well. So I think that is easier as well to acquire a company then.
That's true. It is easier that way. And how do you see AICON fitting into the Hexagon Manufacturing Intelligence story?
Yeah, for sure it is part of the, let's call it, we describe it as sensing part of it, that I will not deny, but there's elements like tube inspect, what Werner already mentioned, where you then not only say sense things, but you think things and then act on it as well, and bring the data then back to the vendor supplier then as well. I think that's where it fits very nicely to us. And as I said before, we needed to have a complete range on the sensing side here, in particular on the white light.
And there is a range, but was there the one, we've heard a lot about the tube inspection, is there one technology that really got you interested?
Oh yeah, that was the first time I visited them. There was the 3D arena, where you make more or less, your room will be a CMM. And that is something very unique from my point of view. And I think that's a great possibility. I'm not sure if it's the biggest potential. Let's see, that's a bit down the road from my point of view, but that's fantastic from my point of view.
Good. And Werner, from the AICON side, what advantages do you see as being part of Hexagon?
Yeah, there's a pretty clear and simple answer to that, really, because Hexagon Manufacturing Intelligence really is the market leader in industrial metrology, not optical. They're doing that as well, but they're really the market leader. And for us, it means we now have access to an excellent sales channel, really covering almost every region on not only this continent, but actually really globally. And that's really our hugest benefit that we have from that partnership.
Oh, definitely, a lot more widespread, that's for sure. So do you think that there are any natural synergies between the companies, maybe a shared development direction?
I'm quite sure there is. Obviously, we're just at the beginning and we just started talking, but you can imagine like combining an aroma arm with our bending studio software in the tube segment. You could think of positioning one of our scanners with a laser tracker, for example, and there's probably many other things. Also, both Hexagon and AICON are research R&D focused companies, and first talks have started, and we're pretty excited to maybe gain access to custom developed optics lenses that we can use in our optical systems from the Hexagon Technology Center. And maybe there's also know-how algorithms pieces that could be used in other Hexagon businesses, branches, or products, or whatever. But as said, we're early in that, and but it will develop nicely, that I'm sure. Well,
speaking of it being early, Norbert, why don't you finally, let's wrap up and say, tell us, what do you think is in the roadmap for AICON and Hexagon over the next year or so?
One of the things is on the acquisition side, when you do this, you sit together and develop synergies. We had some ideas, and we are now checking with Werner and his team, okay, can we really perform the synergies we were thinking of from a technology point of view? Commercially, he already mentioned, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
And I think we can probably in the near future can talk a little bit more about it. At the moment, it's a bit too early to already announce certain things from my point of view.
See.
But we have for sure ideas that I can assure you.
Fantastic. Well, thanks, gentlemen, for joining us.
Yeah.
And to learn more about AICON, visit AICON3D.com or hexagonmi.com. Thanks for joining us today at HxGN TV. To learn more about HxGN TV, go to hxgntv.com.